This is so exciting too. It's so much fun actually. So
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how you can create your vision board really, really easily. And most important thing is we're going to go over the science of how it actually works at the beginning and why you need a vision board and how do you really make it work for you specifically. Okay. So my name is Melody Lee. You know me. Some other people probably won't know me who've joined the group just recently. So I'm a manifestation coach, and my mission is to empower women to live life by design, really break through the limitations, all of the conditioning that being, programmed into us since we're born because of cultural, social beliefs. And I want to really help women to manifest their wildest dreams, really from the heart, what they really want in their heart. And I started my online business as a stay-at-home mum to my son. And I really wanted to work around my kids. But at that time, I really didn't know what it's going to look like or anything like that. And I just, started doing a lot of personal development. And at the end of the day, I decided to become a consultant for Bob Proctor to really start to understand and get into the science of all these manifestation stuff. Manifesting really didn't come up for me as something that was real. I watched The Secret, I watched all these things, and it wasn't kind of like something that was real for me. But as more I studied into it, and more I realized that, we're actually manifesting all the time. And a lot of things that happened in my life was a result of manifestation, even though we may not be conscious, aware of it, right? We do it all the time. And so I coach and facilitate Bob's program, Thinking Results. And I've recently created a monthly membership, which is the Fierce Manifestrix, which is a monthly hub for women to master manifesting step by step. So I take them through the process step by step. So you're probably here because, you either have heard about vision boards, you maybe haven't made a vision board before, maybe you have, maybe it hasn't really worked for you, or you're just probably wondering what the hell, why do I do vision boards for? And so I was the same, I used to hear about vision boards all the time. Vision boards, communities that you put whatever you put on there, it has to manifest. And I'm thinking, does it really work? And, you go through a lot of workshops and things like that. But I actually haven't really started doing vision boards until just lately, because I'm more of I have a flash of vision in my mind, and then something will happen. And I haven't actually put it in the board so much. But as I understand more about this, I realize that it's actually very, very important to have a vision. And most people, what they do is they overthink it. They kind of think, so does it really work? What do? Do you have to put everything on the board? If you don't put something on the board, it's not going to happen. Or how does it really work? And how, do you start with a vision step by step and it has to lead to this, or is it for a particular period of time? And, as human beings, we overcomplicate things all the time and we take things too seriously. The thing is, there's no perfect picture. There's no perfect, picture for what you want to design. It's really up to you what it really resonates with you. And you don't want to take this really logically. It's not for, being perfect or anything like that. But the most important thing is you feel your way through it and you just have fun with it. So we're just going to go and let go of a lot of the, concepts of what is perfect vision board or anything like that. But it's really just getting into the flow, getting into the vision of, enjoying it. Whatever you see, you like it, just put it on. You're just going to do that. So we're just going to go. Stop for a minute. Hold on. Yep. So how do you use them? What you could do is I'm going to teach you how to do a digital one where you can use it as a screensaver for your computer. You can use it as a phone background, have it, digitally so they can actually access it anytime, anywhere. And, you can put it somewhere where it's visual. You can, have in your living room or your bedroom, wherever it is. But you don't have to be looking at it all the time. It doesn't have to be in the field of vision, because you can just put it somewhere. But, sometimes you can glance at it and that's enough. There's stories of people who have created a vision board and they just, as soon as they've created it, they pack it away. right? But those things that on the vision board still manifest. So you don't have to be, looking at it all the time, but it's good to, to refer to it. But your subconscious mind somehow knows it's there. So it's really, really powerful. So what you could do is you can, refer to your vision board and have a little mini visualization session in the morning, in the evening, before you sleep. And the key is to really feel as if everything that's on that board is already here. You have to feel as if it's it's already manifested and it's all come true. And that's the key to it. So how do you make one? It's going to be really super simple. I'm going to show you how to use Canva and Pinterest to go over this. And hold on a sec. I think I've missed some points. So why is it really important to have a vision board? So in the Bible, it says without vision, man shall perish. So what happens is that if you don't have a vision, you're pretty much just running on a routine. Without goals, you're just running living day by day. And because we've got a lot of programming that's in our mind, you will just be going on autopilot, and you'll just be doing things which is not really important. And what you'll find is that every year is going to be the same. Every year is going to be the same. So there's nothing really just taking you out and stretching you and giving you kind of like a compass to go forward. So what we'll do today is to break down all the confusion and get into how it works and why it works and all these things like that. But the vision board is only one tool to use to help you to manifest. There's a lot of other things as well, affirmations, meditations, and other things as well. But today I just want to focus on the vision board. And the reason vision boards work is because we think in pictures. So if I were to say to you, what does your house look like? You have an image of a house. What does your car look like? You will have an image of your car come to your mind. And if I said to you, what does your front door look like? Do you open from the left to right or the right to left? What color is it? Then, you'll be thinking every time we usually think in pictures when whatever we do. And that's how the brain works. So giving a brain a picture gives it instructions as in what is important for us to focus on. And it's like having a GPS for your life. So, when you put in the GPS, you put in the destination where you want to go, but you don't have to worry about which route to take or anything like that. You just tell it where you want to go, and you'll find out the route and the best route for you. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be giving the instructions to the universe and tell it this is what we want and why we want it, and leave the rest, the how, to the universe to sort out. So the vision board works is because we're actually working with the law of attraction, because like energy attracts energy. It's not how they say, okay, you magnetize things to you. Magnets actually is the opposites attract. But what we're trying to do is that we actually want to create the attraction point and be the attraction point to what we want. And that happens is when we actually see what we want and we actually feel it. And that way that we creates that kind of energy field of the desire of having whatever we desire. And that attracts to us the same energy. So everything is actually energy. Money is actually energy as well. And that's something I learned just later on. Money is energy. It's what's the energy of money? It's freedom. What the energy of love? It's having love and joy and all these amazing feelings. And that's what you attract to you. You attract the energy, the feeling of the energy to you. It's not the physical things that you attract. And so what you want to do is that when you're actually going through the pictures, you actually go through the pictures and sift through them and actually find things that give you that feeling of what you desire. So it's, there's no right or wrong thing. Some pictures give you a stronger feeling of having that thing compared to other things. So when you're actually going through this, and when we go through the pictures later on, I want you to just focus on the feeling of what that picture gives you. So manifesting starts from the spiritual, and then you manifest to the physical. So the spiritual realm is that world of invisible world, right? And it's in your mind where you actually see images and things. And so it's an energetic process, and it starts with your thoughts and ideas. So that's where it starts. We're not actually manifesting from the spiritual, which is from the physical, which is the things that we see right now, but we're going to the place where all are possible. Everything is possible. And it starts with the visions, it starts with thoughts and ideas. And we tap into that place with our imagination. So the subconscious mind thinks in pictures, symbols, and metaphors, and it doesn't think in logic, right? Sometimes a lot of people try to do vision boards and they try to become too logical in the process, right? And they kind of thinking, well, this picture has to be this way because that's what I think it's going to happen. No, you want to connect with it emotionally because the subconscious mind just takes things very literally. So vision helps you connect and communicate with the universe. The subconscious mind is your pathway to the universe, the infinite intelligence, God, whatever you want to call it. And the way that it responds, communicates with each other is through the visions. And there's a thing called the reticular activating system, which is a part of your brain that picks up anything that you keep focusing on. So let's say, you probably experience this, right? If you actually purchase a car, you go and you purchase a car. And after you purchase it, you kind of after a while, you start to realize hey, somebody else is driving the same car, and you see a lot of the same car on the road, and you're thinking, well, wow, you didn't see that many of the same car before. But it's only after you bought it and you start driving it that you see the same car all the time. And that happened to me as well. So if you're focusing on red, you notice that, you'll see a lot of red things pop up. And so that's how, if you give the brain a picture, an image, you'll start to realize that that is important to you, and you'll start to pick up things which are in alignment with those things. And it'll be so much easier for you to recognize opportunities and resources or people that are in alignment with that. And so it's kind of like giving your brain some work to do, and it does it subconsciously without you doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And it's really a powerful way to leverage the power of the brain. So what do you put on them? You can put pictures, and you can use words, you can use affirmations, that give you some sort of powerful statement, like maybe you're saying I'm a money magnet, money flows to me effortlessly, or I'm love. Or you can just simply put pictures in there. I like to just simply put pictures. You can do both. It depends, whatever it works for you. There's no right or wrong. Whatever gives you a really strong, powerful picture, feeling. So I like to use Pinterest, and I'll show you later on how we're actually going to do that. And this is so powerful because the universe takes things literally. So whatever, you feel resonates. Sometimes it's really, really interesting. You have a picture there, and you'll find later on that, it happens exactly as it is, but you didn't know how it's going to happen. So there is so much magic out there, and, just feel free to just let your mind wander. Just give yourself full permission. Just take whatever picture it is. Don't have to worry about the how. You just want to get the picture that gives you the most amazing feeling that you want. And you just simply ask yourself, what would you love? You have to give yourself permission. Just go full on out there, and don't even have to worry about how's this going to be possible or anything like that. And you'll be amazed at when things happen. And it's kind of like giving yourself that full permission to go and just zap a magic wand and say, that's it. This is going to happen. I just want it to happen. And that's all it matters, that you want it. And that's what makes you feel happy. Don't care about anything else. Don't care about how or how it's going to happen. Just think anything is possible. Everything is possible, and just have fun with it. So this process is very personal, and I recommend that you do it in your own private time by yourself without anybody else around you, because what looks like your desires is very private to you, and it's someone might look at it and it doesn't resonates with them. So it's what resonates with you, and it's connecting with your own subconscious mind and what feels good to you, because this has to resonate with you, because this is your own, everybody's different. We're all wired differently. But the most important thing is that it has to really feel good. It has to really give you a strong emotion. And not every picture is going to give the same emotion to somebody else. So I really recommend that you do it in private, because sometimes you're worried If what happens, somebody's going to laugh at me, or maybe what they're going to think about me. They're going to, you know, think that's really, I'm going too far-fetched, or maybe I'm greedy, and all these things like that. Just, you know, I recommend just doing it in your own private, you know, doing it in your private time and away from everybody else. So you let yourself, you know, really go out there and just stretch and just do whatever feels great to you. This is your life. This is really your life. So what do you put on them? You can put pictures, words that relate to what you want to bring to life. And I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. So you want to really feel, you want to get photos that really feel strong emotion, and ask yourself, what do you really, really love? What do you really, really love? I don't care what it is. Like, you know, just go in there and just sort through the photos and just really ask yourself, what do you really, really love? So the key points in manifesting is that it's not your job to worry about the how, when, or where. Because, like, you know, I've done it in the past where I'm thinking, okay, how's this going to happen? What's the next logical picture that gets going for it? Do I do this? Do I do that? No, you just want to just let go of how it's going to happen. You're going to trust that, you know, it's going to happen to you in divine time. Everything happens to you in divine time. Your job is the what and why, and trust that it will manifest. And basically, it just means that you have to have blind faith that's going to manifest, even though it doesn't look like it's going to manifest. And that is the most trickiest part ever. So you have to really just get behind the what and why. Why do you really want this? Like, you know, why is it important for you? And it's your own personal journey. It's really your own personal journey. And you have to believe that whatever you put on here works, because you're not doing this alone. You're actually working with the universe. You're co-creating it by really, you know, connecting with the picture and feeling it. And that's how you change your connection point, right? So you have to understand that you are not alone. You're a co-creator, and that it's really God, you know, God or universe, your higher power, to figure out the how and when and where. And it happens to you for your best good, your best, highest good. So what you could do is you can ask for these pictures, and you can say, I want this or something better. Because it's like, you know, when you're actually manifesting, say, a person, right? You don't actually put a picture of that person in there and you try to Photoshop yourself. You want to actually pick pictures like like, you know, that give you the feeling of, like, you know, romance and really love, really something that symbolizes love for you. But you don't want to put a face, like use a particular person's face and put it in there, right? When you're actually trying to manifest love or anything like that. And so what you want to do is that you want to ask for like scenarios like this or something better, right? And trust that it will be delivered to you in the best way possible, which is for your highest good. It's not going to, like, you don't want to force it to happen in a particular way, but it's more like focusing more on the feeling of it, what that photo represents for you. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for money, like, you know, what does, like, so for some people, pictures of money doesn't do anything for them, but pictures of maybe a lifestyle or a travel, or, like, you know, flying in like first class and things like that does something for them. So that's the key. Like, you know, what does that picture, you know, what feeling does it give you? And it's your job to focus on the what and the why. That's your job. Just focus on what and the why, and just pick something that really gives you that feeling. So how do you make one? We're actually going to show you, I'm going to go show you here. That's very, very simple. And I don't know whether or not you've heard of Canva. I'm sure you all know about Pinterest. So I'm going to stop the screen here, change it over and show you what I use. So you've got Pinterest, right? And Canva. So Canva is for free. It's canva.com. It's for free. And what you could do is, you know, if you want to have some, you know, branding colors or logos and things like that, you can upgrade to the next version, which is a pro. And I think that's about $17, $18 Australian. But you can just simply use a free version, go in there. And what you want to do is that you want to create a design. So you go and create design, and you can put in here, say wallpaper, desktop wallpaper or phone wallpaper. And you'll bring up the picture, and you can actually upload all the photos that you want in here. They have stock photos as well, which is available. Some are free, like most of them are free. Some of them you have to pay. But what you do is you want to upload the photos. So what do you go to find the photos? You go to Pinterest, and you basically just, you know, put in the keywords that you want to actually look for, right? So if you're actually looking for romance, you see all these photos here, and you find a photo that does something, you know, that really gives you that feeling of romance, and it's really up to you, right? And if you say you like this photo, right, what you do is you can just go and click here, and you download the image, and you just save it, and then you go back to, you go back to here, and you upload it. You find the picture and you upload it, right? So I've saved it to images, and romance, let me just find it. So you upload the picture, and it will upload here. And what you could do is you can put the pictures and you can size them, or you can actually go and, you know, crop it in here. So you have all these pictures that you can put in there, and you can scale it whatever size you want. You can put text if you want, and they've got all sorts of text in here, and you can change the text, right? You can put text or whatever, and you can change the text. Say, you know, love or something like that. Or another way of doing it is where you can actually have elements, and you can create a frame, a grid. So all the grids in here, see all the grids in here, and you see that you can actually choose something which has all the frames. So if you want something that's, you know, different shapes and sizes, you can find it in here, or you can actually choose something which is all the same size, right? So I chose this one. And with the spacing, you can actually change the spacing so that you can have, like, you know, bigger borders, or you have no borders. I like my one without the borders. And then you go back to the uploads, and basically you can just put the photos into there, right? And that's how you do it. So, you know, I love Paris. You go all to these places. So let's go back to Pinterest, and say you want, like, you know, Paris, you want to, like, you know, to have a picture of Paris. You know, there's so many in here that you can choose. Or you want to have, like, you know, wedding in Paris. And you can see all these beautiful pictures, right? So you simply just download what you want, and you upload it back into the, you know, upload it here, and you have all the photos ready to go, and you just pop them in here. And if you want to crop it or move it up, you just double click it, and you just drag it up, right? And there it goes. So let's say this one, you want to move it there a bit more. So you just double click it, right? So you want to see more of that, right? So don't have to worry about how this is going to happen. Just, like, you know, just ask yourself, out of all these pictures here, what really makes me feel really, really good? Like, you know, what really is, like, this particular photos, it's going to be photos that pop out for you. They'll just go, wow, that's it. That's me. Like, you know, I really want this. And, you know, you can create a really big vision board, and you can try to, you know, cover as many of the areas that you want. Something for health, something for spirituality, something for love, relationships, you know, career, finance, and whatever it is. So don't be afraid to go in there and just, you know, pick as many photos you want and create like a really massive vision board. So what you could do is, you know, once you've done this, you can actually save this, right? And I'll show you how you actually do this to make a really massive vision board. There, right? So let's say that you want to create like a really massive vision board. So what you do is you can save that, do a screenshot of it, and you upload that screenshot, right? Upload that screenshot. So I'm going to show you in a minute. So once it's uploaded, you see here, you actually go, so you put there, right? So you have like vision boards within vision boards, and you can go all out crazy. Maybe that's something to do with like, you know, career finance. Another box is to do with health, spirituality, you know, love. Maybe it's to do with your family. And you can do this. And if you want to, you can print it out. So what you could do is you press this button here, and this is where you download it, and you download it in PNG. There's different formats as here. I recommend PNG. You download it, and away you go. You basically save it to your computer, and then you can pop it up as your, you know, wallpaper, right? So that's how you go. So this is going to go and say I save it into my vision board file, and that's it. So that's how you do it. It's so super simple, and there's so many, like, you know, there's no limit to what you can actually do. So I hope that really, you know, show you how easy it is. So if you want more help with manifesting, I've created the Fierce Manifestrix hub. It's a monthly hub. It's only $40 a month. And I go in there, I give you exercises. I give you, like, you know, exercises and, you know, steps to do every single week. And it helps you to really clear a lot of the limiting beliefs which is stopping you. Because, you know, what is the most important thing is that you've got to clear a lot of the limiting beliefs. When you're creating this vision board and you're going for something that's really great, really big, you have a lot of mind chatter, like, you know, inner critic that's going and talking to you. And it's maybe telling you, like, you know, that's not possible, or you can't do that. And you need to realize to have a limitless abundance, limitless bank account, or have an abundance in your life, you need to have a limitless mindset. And so it's very important that you have, like, you know, you really help you stretch yourself, stretch your mind out so you fit more into your life. And that's how you can actually create that space for more to come into your life. So I'll just stop it here for the moment, and let me know what questions you have. So if anybody got any questions, just feel free to ask, and I can answer your questions for you. So how did that go? Does that help? Anybody, any questions? You okay, Karine?
Yeah. Melody, after this vision board, right? So when you look at it, do you need to say something, or what would you do?
Yeah, so what I really recommend is that, you know, you look for pictures that really inspire you. For me, for instance, if I think about, I usually have a flash. I don't force the picture. Like, I don't say that, oh, it has to happen this particular way. So for me, the other day, like, you know, if I have a vision that comes up in my mind all the time, and I think about it, it will just come in and it will just go away. So I've played around with it, the idea of really, actually, I want to show you a story. So my son, right, I realized he was a manifestation of a little boy that I actually saw when I was 8. And I actually went to Sydney when I was 8 with my dad. And there was a little boy there. And I still, to this day, I can still see him on the side of me. Like, if I think about him, I can still see him, and he's very clear. Like, you know, you can imagine, right? And my son, when, you know, he has very similar traits. Like, he has this, you know, he was a very naughty boy, but he's very cute. He had big eyes and everything like that. And I can still remember him. And I realized that when my son was born, there's so many things, similarity. He's naughty as well, but he's cute at the same time. And so sometimes a picture doesn't need to be in your face constantly. You can have a flash of it, you have inspiration, and it'll just stay in the back of your mind somewhere, and you'll start working. And things will come to pass, right? And after a while, you realize, you come back to it, that it's manifested already. And so it's not forcing it. The Pinterest gives you an idea, but if you don't find something that really resonates with you, don't force it, or just play around with it, as long as it gives you a feeling of what you want. If it's the freedom, right? If it's like, for me, like ultimate richness and having luxury, for me, it's like a private jet, right? So it's whatever gives you that feeling. It's not so much of that picture sometimes, but it's what that picture gives you the feeling of, right? So that's what you want to do when you're actually picking the picture. It's just going through it and just, wow, this just gives me this feeling of something. I don't know what it is about it, but it's, when I think about it, that gives me that really, it gives me my heart, like, it gives me a really good feeling. And I would love to have that feeling. And so sometimes the key is every single day is having that really good feeling, because you're creating this electromagnetic field around you. And that vision board is a reminder of the feeling that you'll get. So if it doesn't do anything for you, if it doesn't give you any feeling, then swap the pictures around. Feel free to swap the pictures around until you get something that feels right. So it's just having fun with it. Yeah. So, yeah. Arona, thanks for being here. It's quite late over there, isn't it? In the States. Whereabouts are you in the state? Can you unmute? Oh, hi, Susan. How are you? Do you have any questions? Do you want to type it in the chat? I can actually see. Okay. So
can I manifest for my children?
Yes, you can. What you could do is you can have like a family vision if you want. So one of my vision boards, I have a vision of me and my daughter traveling together. But the most important thing is that, you can have one for the family or whatever it is, but the key is that you want it for yourself. That's really up to them to manifest. But you can have like an overall, feeling of what you want your family to make you feel. So you want to feel like your closeness, that connection. So you find pictures that give you that feeling of what you want your family to give you that feeling of.
And do you think it's good to have certain words on it sometimes in the vision board?
It's up to you. For some people, words work for them. So it could be affirmations like, things like, I'm a child of the universe. Everything's work out for me. Or like there's like a keyword or a phrase that you want to have. Like, for instance, like if you're doing that, business, and the higher rank is, say, a particular title, you can have that word in there just to remind you. Like for some people, it's diamond, and they have pictures of diamonds everywhere. So they encraft the whole, vision board with diamonds, and everything's diamonds. So it reminds
real diamond.
Yeah, so that's what you want. Like, you just ask yourself, what's a symbol of it? Because obviously you haven't achieved it, but it's a symbol of it. There's a story like Phil Goldfine. He's an Oscar-winning producer and director, and he's one of Bob's top students. So what he does is that he actually creates a picture photo shooting himself with an Oscar. So, and then he actually has a photo of him holding an Oscar, and he actually does an acceptance speech. He practices it as if he's actually won the Oscar. And he did win the Oscar. He's won a lot of other multiple awards. And then when he came around to doing manifesting the second Oscar, he did a photo shoot with himself holding 2 Oscars. And then he printed it out and he framed it. And so you can actually photo shoot yourself into the picture as well with what you want. If that, if that really makes it really come real for you. So you do whatever you want that gives you that feeling.
It would be good to have one vision board for myself and one vision board for the family.
Yeah, you can do as many vision boards as you want. So if I said before, you can do one part is the family, one part is love and relationships, another one is your health, another one is spirituality, another one is like, money, your career and stuff like that. So just you can put in there as many pictures as you want. That gives you that, it's no right or wrong. The key is, I want to get across to you, is just the feeling and just to have fun with it as much as you want. Because the key is to feel good, and you want to use it as a tool to help you feel good, to kind of like remind you of, what is really, possible out there for you. And it's just letting yourself, it's a kind of like a form of self-expression more than anything else for me. It's kind of like, this reminds me of who I am. This reminds me of, what are some of my big visions and goals. And you want to be, it's your own personal choice. That's all it is. Yeah.
Thanks, Melody.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So thanks very much for coming along. If you have any questions, just shout it out and you can put it onto the group and I can help you some more. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.